Jungle.
Supply and demand be damned. The principle of a self-regulating market is clearly too vulgar for the rarefied world of classic Aston Martins. The all-new, all-old continuation DB4 GT, a factory-built facsimile of the original, manages to goose Adam Smith by turning the long-established economic theory on its head. The arrival of 25 more DB4 GTs represents a substantial increase in the total supply. Just 75 were produced the first time around between 1959 and 1963. Yet rather than depressing the values of the existing cars, not even to the equivalent of $2 million that Aston Martin Works is charging for the continuation cars, it has actually boosted values of the originals. Since Aston announced plans to build this car in late 2016, you'd have needed to find at least $2.5 million for a half-decent GT and even more for one of the ultra-rare lightweights that the continuation model is patterned after. A 1959 example, the first built, sold last August at a Pebble Beach auction for $6.77 million. The prototype that we drove carries British license plates and is street legal in the United Kingdom, but the other 24 are intended to be restricted to track use only. Buyers will be able to enter them into certain historic racing series, and Aston Martin is offering its own 2-year track driving program that will include expert instruction. This, we soon discover, is likely to be necessary for anyone wanting to make the most of the GT's limits on a track. The continuation has a 4.2-liter inline-6 engine, slightly bigger than the original 3.7-liter unit but breathing through the same trio of carburetors, 2-barrel, side-draft Webers. It is tractable by the standards of highly tuned carb-fed engines but is clearly designed to deliver its best at high revs. Even on the straights of the Silverstone National Circuit, the rear tires started to squirm in protest as the engine closed in on its 6,000 RPM power peak. We may have experienced the full 331 horsepower, but if so only briefly, the GT feels far more edgy and exciting than any modern car with a similar output. Paul Spires concedes that the decision to produce 25 of these continuation GTs was a bold one. Jaguar made just 7 of its carried-on lightweight E-types and asked less money for each of them. The number was chosen as the balance of the 100 DB4 GTs that Aston was supposed to have built to justify the car's original racing career. Zagato bought another 19 DB4 GTs, and also to give a realistic budget to allow both proper development and for Aston to take some profit from the project. As such, the company has clearly created an appetite for more work in a similar vein. 25 Albanian legs of these continuation cars were spoken for long ago. The finished result is a car that feels closer to being a clone rather than an original, and we've no doubt that the values of the early DB4 GTs will continue to be unsullied by the existence of what is, in effect, a note-perfect tribute act. But what a tribute!